Player we loved.
Player you loved.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Player
I got to disassociate myself from your takes. Yeah.
Fair is fair. But I'm not letting you disassociate from this one. Apologize to Russell Westbrook.
Oh, God.
Apologize.
I will not.
Apologize.
I will not.
50 points in 2 games. 16 of 25 from the field. The beacon of efficiency. 12 rebounds. 12 assists. Takes down the undefeated Oklahoma City Thunder. 4 of 9 from 3. His best Chavano Hield impression.
It was something.
Russell Westbrook has been put in the
should have known
starting
you were going to
lineup.
use Westbrook.
They are 3-0 with Westbrook as a starter. And while everybody was dumping on him, saying he should go to China, saying he was done, saying Jokic is a boob for wanting him. Look, I take my opportunities when I get them. I understand I might not get this opportunity again. But for right now, this is a day. This is a day. And Russell Westbrook deserves respect and adulation.
I don't think he'll get too many opportunities. But did you see the possession? I think it was Dort was covering him and just left him all alone on the right wing for 3. Just all alone. And Russell Westbrook looked right at him, rose up, swish. And one of the big stories about the Nuggets, especially when they were struggling, was the non-Jokic minutes. And Westbrook was brought in to kind of spell that. Early on in the season, didn't look like it was working, but it worked against the Thunder. It worked. And there's a little chemistry between those two, too. Little Jokic-Westbrook chemistry.
He ain't done yet.
I am firmly in the you will not have an opportunity to do this again for the rest of the season camp. This is an anomaly. Look, Enjoy it. This is your day.
I took my opportunity to do the Hornets a couple weeks ago. Again, I'm taking my chances when I can.
The player that I loved. And again, this is a little bit chalk. It's one of the stories of the season. And it makes you wonder if things went differently last year, where this team and this player would be in our minds. And it's Darius Garland for the undefeated Cavs.
Oh.
Because remember 2 years ago, it was all-star trajectory. He was playing, and then last year was just, we all know what happened. But it just wasn't right. But he has played so well. And with him and Mitchell together, they had a lot of trouble in the non-Mitchell minutes last season. This year, with Garland in and Mitchell out, they're plus 13.9 net.
The Atkinson diet, Jacoby.
The Atkinson diet looks so good.
It does.
On Garland, who famously lost a bunch of weight because his jaw was broken. He had to drink all of his meals. But
through the wire.
Yes. Garland has it does make me, I kind of like, sometimes when a player has a season like they had last year, you sort of forget about them and they lose value in your mind. And then Garland is reminding me where he was before last season. And him and Mitchell together, I mean, are they the best backcourt in the league?
It's impossible to argue against them right now.
Yeah. I mean, I just love what I've seen from Garland and Mitchell, and it gives Mitchell an opportunity because remember the playoffs, Mitchell had to score 45 a game for them to get a win. You know what I mean? Like Mitchell just had to absolutely stand on his head for them to get a win, and now it feels like Garland can share the load with Mitchell and makes them both of them better.
Well, kudos to their management, right? Because you had a whole chorus of people saying, "Yo, these guys are all really good, but there's too much overlap." There's too much overlap, right? You can't have Mitchell and Garland, and you can't have Allen and Mobley. And they said, you know what? How about this? We like having a lot of talent. Now we're going to maybe get a different set of eyes on them. We'll get a different coach, and we're going to see. Let's see if this guy can maximize these guys. Let's see what he can do with them. And right now, the reviews are unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's the hard part. To get them all simultaneously, that was always the question, can you get the best of them if they're on the same teams? Right? Like that, you could probably get the best of Jared Allen if he's on if he's not standing next to Evan Mobley and vice versa. And the same thing goes with Garland and Mitchell. And at least there was some level of conviction because they re-signed all of them. They re-signed all of them. They gave them all contracts, and it got dark at the end of last season. The whole story, like Mobley never wanted them to draft him anyway, and Donovan Mitchell's going to be, is going to be wanting out, and Darius Garland, hey, wouldn't he be a good fit with Wembanyama? You remember all that was taking place, and what are they going to do? Are they going to pay, Jared Allen? And so they gave all those guys their money. And just decided, all right, now let's see if we can figure this out. And so far, geez Louise, is it working?
They've got the Warriors tonight, and I'll be watching that game.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm not even going to be jumping around. I'll be watching that game. And one thing I love about Garland is, like, you get a lot of Ja Morant in your life. And when Ja finishes, he finishes at the rim. He's not shooting a ton of threes, not shooting a ton of pull-ups. He's finishing at the rim. Garland has a floater. He's just decided, he's like, I'm not going to challenge the bigs. I'm going to get by my man, and I'm going to shoot like a Tony Parker-esque floater, and he finishes with it consistently, and I love it. I love it.
You know who he reminds me of sometimes when I'm watching him? Probably the most is Kyrie.
Ooh, that's a lot of praise for Garland.
He does. That's who he reminds. That's who he reminds me of. I'm serious. Because he gets this flare up and he gets this, like, you can see when the same way, and this is all I'm saying, the same way Kyrie starts, like, you can see, like, oh, it's almost like the guy dribbling up. I don't know if you saw, we're watching the game the other night, but he did almost like the where you, everybody does it, where he pushed the ball out and then the backspin down, whatever.
Chris Paul does it all the time on pick and rolls.
Like I'm playing at the park or something. But he was just doing his dribble. You can see them kind of get their confidence up where it feels like everything's going to be going their way, and I'm just going to start breaking off everybody.
All right, so now I'm with you. I wasn't with you because I was talking about his floater. And I was like, he doesn't have the finishing package that Kyrie does because no one does. But it's the avalanche feel.
Yes.
The sort of avalanche knee of it where it's like, oh, we got one bucket, and then, now he's feeling a little confident. Now he's got a little bit of a little pep in his step.
And then he looks like the guy at the park.
Then it's an avalanche where it's just like, oh, Garland's having one of those games. He had that game against the Knicks where it's just an absolute avalanche where it starts with one little pebble, hits another pebble, starts to build a little bit, pebble turns into a rock turns into a boulder. Next thing you know, an avalanche, he scored 39 on you, you lose by 20. Darius Garland is my guy this week.
The player I loathed. Jayson Tatum.
What? No, loathe. It's loathe. It's the one you don't like this week. Do you understand the assignment?
I totally understand the assignment.
Jayson Tatum.
I can't be more annoyed with him doing the I don't care act. I really can't. I can't. The whole crowd is booing. We've all been looking forward to this. Steve Kerr is public enemy number one. They won the gold medal, and all anybody talked about was little Jayson not getting to play. That's all anybody talked about throughout the entire damn Olympics. The topic, they would beat the crap out of someone, and everybody was talking about Jayson Tatum not playing. So I went through this all summer. This is what's going on. Finally, the moment. Bro, he's going to try to drop 75 on this dude. You're not going to play me in the Olympics? You going to disrespect me in the Olympics? Not only do they get beat, it's not like he had a bad game, but then he's like, revenge? No, it wasn't even on. This is the exact quote. It wasn't on my mind.
Oh, come on.
Just another Wednesday, another game, another opportunity to come in and try to be the best player I can be. Another day I can just try to get away. I mean, the uncontrollable vomit that I had as someone who does hold grudges and can be super petty. This annoys me to no end because I don't believe it. He even then went on and it was like this really long quote and he ended up getting like real self-reflective and he even then threw in this bizarre F word to try to make it. Here, I'll read it to you. That's part of my job. That's what I've been dealing with my entire career. People want me to be louder, people want me to be mean or whatever. One thing about Jayson, third person.
No, he didn't do that. No,
Yes,
he didn't do that.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
One thing about Jayson, I'm going to keep reading that until you just die.
I can't take it.
One thing about Jayson, I'm always going to do what the F I want to do and approach things the way I want to approach it and what I feel is sincere to who I am as a person. I mean, anybody can go look up. They won the title, and he was so sincere to self as a person. He imitated KG. He imitated Steph. He literally.
I forgot about that.
He cosplayed everybody in the world. There's nobody less authentic. There's nobody. He cosplayed every title winner ever.
I forgot about that.
And it's like, oh, if there's one thing you know about Jayson, it's I'm myself. There's nobody more authentic than me. I don't give an F what anybody says. In fact, I'm the beacon of authenticity. And it's like, are you serious?
I'm surprised when he won the title, he didn't say, how about them Cowboys?
And it's like, everybody cared. Everybody cared that you didn't play. And so now when everybody asks you about you not playing, like Joe Mazzulla flew to France to make sure you were okay. Yeah. Stop acting like this wasn't a big deal. Like this wasn't what everybody in the world talked about all summer. Was that, yeah, cool. The United States won the gold medal, but Jayson Tatum didn't play. Can you believe Steve Kerr? And then your whole crowd was on your side, booing the hell out of him. And then he's like, just another Wednesday.
Just another Wednesday night.
Boo! I boo you. Boo!
Oh, Verno.
It's for sure not another Wednesday. It was literally something I had circled. And one thing, the one thing I hate as a fan, it always drives me crazy when I feel like I care more than you, the guy I'm rooting for, right? Every year I go to preseason basketball and I leave at halftime because I said, I've been doing this for 20 years and every time I forget, they don't care about the outcome. So why do I care about the outcome? I'm not even watching this crap. And if I feel like it hurt me more or it, than it did you when you lose, that's just being a demented fan. I get it. It's stupid that I care so much, but that's what fandom is. And then for this all to happen, and then the message is basically, I didn't really care about that. And bro, you for sure cared about it. Stop. And then you tell me you don't care about it, and that's authenticity. Piss on my head and tell me it's raining.
Verno, you really landed that plane. It's a great job by you. I'm impressed. I'm just proud to be a bystander for that. Great job by you. I want to make myself very clear about the player that I loathe this week.
Be careful.
I think that this player is going to be a multiple MVP winner. I think this player will one day be considered the best basketball player on the planet. But I could not be more frustrated. I could not be more disgusted at watching Victor Wembanyama play basketball this season. I cannot. I am disgusted by it every single
You're
time.
Not disgusted.
I am. I really am. I've talked about it before. It's the guy is legitimately 7'6", and he shoots 3-point shots. He's shooting 22% from three. This is his 3-point numbers this season. 1 for 8, 2 for 5. That was a great game for him. 1 for 5, 0 for 3, 4 for 13, 1 for 7, 2 for 9, 1 for 6, 2 for 6. 45% of the shots that he takes are 3-point shots, and he's shooting 22%. So I did a little more research. Last year, the average distance of his shots was 13 feet. This year, 16 feet. Last year, the percentage of shots that he took that were 3-point attempts, 33%. This year, 45%. Why is Victor Wembanyama shooting so many threes and missing so many threes? And they're not catch and shoot threes. They're not even in the flow of the offense. He just pulls up. And I hope that Popovich gets back together and gets right. But I really felt like under the guidance of Greg Popovich and Chris Paul, this would be the year where he finds his way, he finds his place, he finds his role, he finds his game. He doesn't have a go-to move. He doesn't have a package. All he does is pull up threes and rim runs. And I'm not asking them, they don't have to post him up like he's Akeem Olajuwon, but he has so much potential. To watch him play this way is very frustrating for me as someone who wants to see this unicorn be a unicorn. And right now, I'm just watching him miss threes and take bad shots.
I feel like this is another year where I have been reminded that in many cases, we were trained for so many years to believe in like the second year leap. And what's happening more often than not is that because guys now that are drafted very highly are getting in the lineup quickly, that what you are seeing is that they're playing a lot of minutes that first year, and that first year they get to take the league by storm, and nobody knows anything about them. And that second year, there's the book on them already. Now we've got a scouting report on you, and this is when you have to figure it out. And then the third year is when these guys really start popping off. I really am starting to believe this, that now the guys that are getting minutes that we get so excited about as rookies, that a lot of times when they come back that next year, it's like all these teams now have the scouting report. They all have, we've got a full year of scouting on you, and now you've got to figure out, okay, like I say this as someone who watched Morant take the league by storm and win Rookie of the Year, and then guess what happened? The next year, when I'll try to give you an example. The next year, when somebody with instead of you played the Philadelphia 76ers, like now, Kyle Lowry or or Tyrese Maxey, they're not guarding you anymore. Kelly Oubre is guarding you now, right? You're going to go play Minnesota. You don't get to face Mike Conley anymore. Anthony Edwards is guarding you now, right? And so they say, okay, here's the guy that now, because you're not really on that chalkboard in the same way. And then the second year, it's like, okay, here's what we're going to, and he's got figuring out to do. But I do think that that's why we see sometimes a little bit of a downtick, and the great ones will figure it out. But
you got to figure it out.
I think by that second year, it's like, take away this, take away this, take away this. Now what are you going to do? And what he's doing is obviously settling.
Okay.
Settling.
All right, Verno, let me ask you a question then. Why does he have 2 games with 10 rebounds? He has 2 games with 10 rebounds. He gets 6 rebounds like routinely.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I would say the rebound numbers for many of these guys are not, especially the ones that play outside. So a lot of times you're far away from the basket on offense, so you're not getting nearly
offense.
You're not catching that many.
He shouldn't be.
And so many you look at the guys that are like getting a ton of rebounds. It's generally now these drop coverage guys. It's the Goberts, it's the Drummonds, it's the Sabonises, it's guys that are always just right around the basket. Now you could argue you should just have him standing right around the basket all the time.
That's what he's good at.
Yeah, I got you. But there's a lot of them that don't rebound nearly as much as you would think.
Did you see the Jeremy Grant stuff with Wembanyama yesterday?
I did not.
So it's a It's an out of bounds play on the baseline. And before before it's inbounded, Jeremy Grant pushes him and he flops like a soccer player, falls on the ground.
Oh no.
Gets the foul call.
You hated this.
And then he does it again.
Uh-oh.
In the same play. Gets a little push from Jeremy Grant and falls on the ground. I'm just, again, I'm not saying that Victor Wembanyama is a bad basketball player. I'm not saying that he's not going to be one of the best players we've ever witnessed.
You called him Lose Benyama.
But he's not contributing to winning. I have not seen him in the fourth quarter say, I got this season. Once.
Yeah, and look, and I got to be fair. At the beginning of the season, we're saying, is this the year he takes that leap?
He's in the MVP conversation.
Top 5, top 10 player in the league. Right.
What does he look like? What does he look like to you now? In the MVP voting, where is he? 100? 200? Seriously. If MVP voting.
He's behind J Huff.
Yeah, he is.
So wherever you got him, you got to put him behind Huff.
Right around Yuki Wembanyama.
All
Frustrates me.
Let's
do something, Victor. Don't get pushed over.